Hello crafty friends, I'm Lien from Studio Kato and I'm so happy you're joining me again today. Today I am back with another card using the Lindy's Gang Magical Shakers, but for once I'm actually showcasing them as they should be, not just a background but the whole card front basically. Now I'm doing some emboss resisting here and I'm using an entire stem set. This is a small stem set by Reverse Confetti. It's an old one, so I don't think they sell it anymore. I will check it out, but I really don't think so. Now I'm just putting some folded over purple tape on the back of this, and I'm also taping this into my Misty, just so it can stay all together on the acetate sheet, and I can stamp it all at once. Now the paper I'm stamping on is watercolor cardstock, so it is textured and you want to really stamp a couple of times probably to get a nice impression on there. I am also prepping this cardstock with an anti-static powder tool because once I've stamped it with the Versamark ink, I can emboss this with Wow Bright White Super Fine Embossing Powder, and I don't want any stray powder on areas where I didn't stamp. Once that's all on there, I can heat set it. Just funnel that powder back in the jar. Can use that again, and I can then heat set it with the Wow, what is this tool called? I think it's the dual heat tool. It has two settings, and you're supposed to use the second setting for heat embossing. It is hotter and it blows harder, so yeah, it's better for embossing. You can use the first setting perfectly for watercolor, so I will also be using that one today. Now, once that's heat set, I am taping that down onto a piece of just some wood. I am not taping this down on my regular work surface because that's a self-healing cutting mat, and since I will dry my watercolor with a heat tool, I don't want that heat to warp my cutting mat. So using a surface that can stand up against the heat is always a good idea when you're doing a really wet technique here. Now I'm using Guten Teal and Afternoon Delight Denim, I think. These magical shakers by Lindy's Gang have the most ridiculous names. I love them. But yeah, they're quite hard to remember, to be honest. Now I just sprinkled them on straight from the shaker, and I used two colors, like I said, then spritzed it with some water. And now I'm heat setting it. Now this takes a long time. This card was really quick to make, but this part took the longest. That's mainly because I kept my heat tool quite far away from the paper so I wouldn't remelt the embossing powder, because these Lindy's magical shakers already are prone to staying on top of the embossing powder instead of sliding off of it like normal watercolors, because they have that shimmer in them. I find that metallic watercolors from Finetech, for example, do the same. They stay on top of the embossing powder where normal watercolor mediums would slide off. So emboss resist techniques with these are a little bit more involved in that you just have to, either you can't heat set them while your watercolor dries, or you have to use a lot of water so they just really flow off the embossing powder, or you can do like I did and not heed any of that advice and just wipe off the color once you're done with a damp cloth. Now I die cut an A2 size panel out of this, and you can see all the shimmer in that watercolor background there. It was so quick to make. This would be so perfect for mass producing birthday cards in all different colors that you can find these magical shakers in. That would be what I would do. I can definitely see myself mass producing this design. It was so fun to make as well, and using a ton of different colors would be fun as well. Now I'm just gluing that onto an A2 size note card with some Barely Art Precision Craft glue. And that really finishes up the card. I am just finishing it off with some gems here. These are, what are they? These are by Crafty Meraki. They are the Blue Lagoon Meraki Sparkle Gems. I really like these because they are such a dark blue, but they are not too close to black, because I don't like to use black gems. They are a little bit too harsh on most of my cards. I'm just sprinkling a couple of those on with Nuvo Deluxe Adhesive because that's quite a bit stronger than the Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. I'm using a jewel picker here to help me, and that really finishes up the card. Again, a really simple and quick card to make. And you can easily bring that the same color you used from those Lindy's Gang Magical Shakers into your envelope if you fold it out of watercolor cardstock. But I have this Galaxy paper pad laying around, and I think it's perfect with this card design. It's a little bit more purple than my card, but I think it still fits nicely. So I just folded an A2 sized envelope out of that paper with my We Are Memory Keepers 123 punch board, and that really finishes my project for today. At the start of the new year, I always find myself making tons of birthday cards because those are the cards I will use the most throughout the year. And also, a lot of my friends and my family have birthdays in January and February. They are the busiest months for sure for me for sending cards. So yeah, there are going to be a lot of birthday cards coming up on this channel. I hope you enjoy those. And if you like this card and video, please leave a thumbs up on this video and leave your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to read them. You can also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos, but if you can't wait till the next time I upload, I have also linked a playlist right here on top of this video for more embossing techniques. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.